Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by CyberVenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Hello everyone, my name is Andy, I'm the Managing Consultant for CyberVenger. Today we're doing another deep dive into the 110 controls of the NIST 800-171. This standard, for those who don't know, applies to anybody doing business with the Department of Defense, actually other federal departments as well. The idea is to protect a certain kind of information, not the super secret classified stuff, but the more mundane things like a battery cable for an Abrams tank, that kind of thing. Still important to protect, but not necessarily as bad as, a missile guiding system or something. Today's control is 3.2.3. And again, like the last two, it talks about user training. But this one's kind of an interesting one. It's not talking about anything technical. It's talking about more human-to-human training. The idea is to train your management team in particular, but also your coworkers on how to spot insider activity, malicious insiders. Now, when I first heard this one, I'm like, oh, this is just really spicy, exciting. We got spies. You get a Russian or a Chinese spy getting in there. How do you detect them? And that's entertaining, but it's also Hollywood, right? That doesn't feel particularly real. And yeah, it happens in somebody wins a lottery kind of happens, right? And it can happen to us, and can happen here, at least so we think. But I'd like to put out another scenario that is very plausible and could totally happen to anybody that would fit the bill for this particular training. Something that you want to train your coworkers and your managers to watch out for that would involve a breach of CUI from an insider threat. Okay, here's how it could really happen. Think about an employee, Joe or Jane, working hard to get that promotion, and their rival gets the promotion. And now they're reporting to their rival. And they're just salty about it, right? This is Monday morning water cooler office kind of talk, right? And sometimes, we've all seen this happen to people, and then they get kind of bitter about it and angry, and then they feel frustrated. And, maybe they didn't earn that promotion, but in their mind they did. And now they want to get even with the company that screwed them. So knowing that it's a compliance-heavy company, wouldn't it look terrible on that company's record if a little bit of CUI leaked out somewhere on the internet? So they take a tiny bit of CUI that doesn't feel very important to them, doesn't seem particularly dangerous. I mean, what's the harm in North Korea knowing how long our battery cables are for Abrams tanks? What could they possibly do with that? Topic for another video, but yeah, that actually is something we really don't want them to know. But it doesn't seem like it. And it's really easy for somebody who's angry to make a poor life choice and take this information and publish it on the dark web and say, oh, look what we found at so-and-so company. They're doing it anonymously, thinking it's not going to come back to them. And maybe it won't. Maybe they'll get away with it. But now this has been published, and you have a breach of CUI, a serious breach, and the company is in big trouble. And it all happened for something that is really very understandable. I mean, I don't mean that I forgive the person for doing something terribly unprofessional like that, but I mean, you could see it happening, right? This is not Hollywood. This is Monday morning office water cooler kind of gossip sort of thing. It could really happen. We've probably seen stuff like this happen in our professional careers at some point from somebody. You don't need a super secret spy to have that kind of leak happen. So in recognition of this sort of thing, the NIST folks in their standard put this control in here that you have to train your people to watch out for that kind of thing. Not necessarily a disgruntled employee, but any kind of behavior that indicates that people are not taking the control seriously. Maybe some of the people on your team are just mad that they have extra work to do that does no value. Come on, who's going to steal? Who cares about these drawings? This is nothing. We're making the case for a radar system that's been around for 30 years. This is not going to affect our national defense, they're thinking, right? And they just get sloppy. That's even more common. Heck, that's almost guaranteed to happen in every company that has to comply with NIST at some point until you train people out of it. So you need to train people not only not to do that sort of thing, but to keep an eye out for people who aren't. Now, this brings up another specter of something bad to try and avoid. You might be tempted, okay, in order to motivate people to report breaches of policy, maybe we want to reward them. Give them something simple like a $5 gift certificate to Dunkin' Donuts, something small, not a big deal. You want to avoid that bounty kind of thing. At least is my humble opinion here, because you can create a atmosphere of a witch hunt kind of atmosphere. That's not good either. That's counterproductive. What you really want is you want an environment where everybody's comfortable reporting minor infractions, knowing that the is not going to be fired or berated. It's an educational, it's a teaching moment. It's not a big deal. And you want to emphasize to your staff in the training that everybody makes mistakes. And we should continually strive for improvement. No, we don't expect perfection. We expect improvement continuously. That, I think, is the right message to send to your people. Because if you say, hey, you screwed up, and call them out on it, then it becomes a blame game, and then people, try to call each other out on things maliciously. Even if it's subtle, it can really sour the corporate culture. And if you are, let's say you're in a company and you've got somebody that's a good friend of yours that you know is a good employee, they know they have good intentions, and they made a minor mistake, teachable moment kind of thing. But you know that they're going to face reprimands. You know it's going to look bad for them. Maybe they'll get written up. Are you going to report them? I could really sympathize with somebody not wanting to report a friend of theirs for something they know is an innocent mistake if they think the consequences are unfair. So you have to be careful there too. And as always, with all these training programs, you have to document how you're going to train people to look for that sort of thing, to detect insider threats. And you have to show their progress, and maybe even run drills, maybe even have coworkers who gets to be the designated bad guy that month, who will do something intentionally out of policy, or at least that looks out of policy. You probably don't want to violate it just for training's sake. Do something that looks like it's violating that, maybe something that's not COI, fake COI. I don't know. The point is that you could check to see if people are following it, and then it's a teaching lesson. Hey, I did a bad thing, everybody. None of you caught me. Ha ha, shame on you. And then it kind of flips, and it's not a witch hunt. It's like, come on, come get me, and then you can find things that are innocent mistakes and teach the culture. And you also want to look for those scenarios where people are legitimately angry, where people really are being malicious actors, and what do you do about it? You should probably have some kind of whistleblower policy that protects people who whistleblow on their managers or coworkers on something that they think is more serious. Because, it could be someone maliciously doing something. Maybe they're angry at the company, or heck, maybe they really are a North Korean spy. Who the heck knows? It happens. So you should train that, and you should be able to have a program that's defensible if you're audited. CMMC audits are coming. You got to be able to be compliant that way. If you don't get certified, you're going to lose business in a couple of years. That's just the way it's going. So you want to be able to defend that policy. That's all I have to talk about that. I just kind of wanted to explain a little bit what that meant, because when I first read about it, it didn't really make sense to me. It wasn't clear. So hopefully that clears things up for some of you out there. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you checking out our stuff, and look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Andy. Have a great week.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.